For a value-packed sedan, it's hard these days to get anything under $20,000. You go to Toyota, Honda, Mazda, all of them are going to be more money than this Kia Forte, and we have the GT line with the gravity gray over black interior. Regal Kia has given this to us today, the 2023 model. It was refreshed for 2022. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides with LED headlamps and daytime running, so you get the K's on the side that brush into the tiger nose grille. Because this is the GT line, the red accents go with the gloss black, and the pinstripe red goes down onto the gloss lower splitter. 5.3 inches of clearance. What I like about Kia, opposed to Honda, Toyota, and Mazda, is they pay attention to detail. On this headlamp assembly, you get a grille effect on top of it with a 6-point LED daytime running setup. Porsche does a 4-point LED setup, and the grille in the lower part of the bumper is going to accent the same as the Kia EV6, which is a lot more money than this vehicle. So you're getting that styling just in a sedan version, not futuristic. The GT line is going to add these 17-inch alloy wheels, a more sport-derived rear spoiler with the gloss black on the top of the trunk lid. Side sills, LED fog lamps, tail lamps, and daytime runnings. Heated outside mirror with LED turn signals. The shortest variant, whether Volkswagen Jetta, Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, Mazda 3, 182.7 inches. Now, if you go into the Toyota hatchback, that one will be the smallest because it's under 170 inches long. Wheelbase at 106.3 inches. It's going to be a little bit more settle, and you expect that because of the trim you're in. If you option the GT, you get over 200 horsepower, a DCT transmission, 6-speed automatic transmission. Here, you're getting a CVT or IVT, intelligent variable transmission. So it's going to be similar to the Honda Civic and the Toyota Corolla. The Mazda 3 will have a 6-speed. When you go into the Volkswagen, you get an 8-speed or a 6-speed manual. Kia DriveWise driver assistant technology includes your forward collision avoidance, lane departure warning, lane following assist, lane keeping assist, driver attention warning, and high beam assist. All those safety features and dynamics goes into the value of what you're getting. The GT line furthers into the rear. LED combination lights on the lower bit, gloss black. I'm not a big fan of the reverse lights and the turn signal lights being on the bottom. I kind of like everything stationed on the top. That way you can stress and exhaust. Obviously, this doesn't have that much horsepower and torque because this is a smaller variant, 1.6 liter, 147 horsepower. But on the lower bit, instead of giving us this shelf like Volkswagen, give us at least one exhaust outlet because this is the GT line. Quick release to go into 15.3 cubic feet. It's not going to be the widest opening. However, you get some storage underneath because we do not get a spare tire. Pull these levers to split fold the rear bench at a 40-60 split, increasing the cargo to this sedan. This is not the most powerful variant, but we need to go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. Going inside the GT line, Kia Forte, headroom starts off at 38.8 inches, legroom 42.2 inches, which is going to be more than the Toyota Corolla and the Honda Civic. GT line sewed into the seats with the contrast stitching, perforated 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver, 6-way manual seat adjustment for the passenger, heated and ventilated because of the GT line Sport Premium package. The dashboard gets the circular air vents on the side, satin aluminum that runs underneath the upgraded 12.25 touchscreen, which is also included in the GT line. Standard would be an 8-inch. When you click here, you can pinch and swipe, click home, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Kia Connect, Wi-Fi hotspot, Sirius XM, streaming Bluetooth audio. Put it into reverse, and you have your reverse camera with full trajectory. You will have the screen on the side here that you can still toggle through. Click onto here, and you can make the reverse camera go for a tow lineup. Underneath it, you have some button setups which will take you directly to what it is with some actual knobs for your sound system, going into your dual zone climate control settings, which is also part of the GT line package, with a wireless charging pad, a USB, another USB, and a 12 volt, a large area that you can fit sunglasses, a wallet, or a little purse, leather around your gear lever, driver mode select, which will have a normal, sport, or smart mode, area here for your key fob, auto hold, cup holders. I would say a 20 ounce should be sufficient. This is pushed back a little bit, and it's also more firm derived. Open up inside, it's a smaller storage pocket going into the leather wrap steering wheel. This is a sport design GT lining, flat bottom, multi-function. You get the gloss black and you get the satin aluminum. The gauge cluster has a 4.2 TFT display that can go through an array of information or different settings for the driver. The dashboard integrates into the door panel, and it's going to be more everyday materials pretty much everywhere except for where you rest your elbows, and it's going to be pretty sport derived. One touch up and down only for the front windows. It's a medium-sized storage pocket with a beverage holder in the front and a moonroof. For the back seats, I'm at 37.5 inches of headroom, 35.7 inches of legroom, 6'3", and I could fit in the back one USB-C port, air vents in the center with a storage pocket only behind the passenger seat. The door panel has the same configuration as the front, so everything's going to be more everyday materials. It's going to be a little bit sporty for your elbow, and a small storage pocket that you can fit one beverage. Sitting into the center, headroom is still not an issue, nor is leg space, and that shows you the value that you're getting when this starts under $20,000. I am sharing feet, butt, and shoulder space, but this is a bargain vehicle that you could fit a family of 5 in on a budget. 2.0 liter, 4-cylinder, 147 horsepower, 132 pound-feet of torque. It's not necessarily the most motivated vehicle. 0 to 60 is in the 8-second margin, in which, I mean, this is a budget-friendly vehicle that is used for something daily, and it's family practical with a little bit of sport essence on the exterior. The stance to the Forte is going to ride low. You do have sufficient clearance. Anything over 5 inches is relatively enough to go over speed bumps 10-15 miles per hour without any issues. Dynamics, I mean, it's a torsion beam in the back, so don't go crazy. It's not going to have anything, and I mean, you don't even have 140 pound-feet of torque, so it's not something that's going to blow you away. And it does have some maneuverability. I mean, because of the IVT, it's going to be a little bit louder. There's not a lot of sound deadening inside, and I wouldn't expect it at the price point that we're at. So is it similar to a Honda Civic? I would say yes. Is it going to be the same as a Toyota Corolla? It's not necessarily the same, but it's close enough. Both of them are going to sit low. The Corolla actually sits the lowest to the ground. You will hear the most road noise, but because of the CVT and the IVT transmissions, that will escalate this engine to make it a lot louder in the interior, in which you will be hitting around 2 to 3 RPMs to get the vehicle motivated. The nice thing about the Forte is for around $1,000, you add USB ports and air vents in the back. That's not going to be the case when you get into the Civic. You got to go to another trim in order to get anything in the back seats. Here, you can just option packages, so it will come out a lot less expensive than the Civic. Checking the brakes. It's good. I mean, it's under 3,000 pounds. Turn radius is about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll so you can see it. I mean, it goes when it needs to. You have adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. I mean, that's freaking crazy considering the price of this vehicle. Now, that's going to take me to some things I like and dislike, and that's what we're going to start talking about. What I like about the Forte is when you option the GT, you get the upgraded technology 10.25, in which it tells you everything that's going on. If you're low for fuel, it'll say, do you need me to help you find a place to give fuel? If you leave your phone on for the wireless charging pad, it'll indicate in the gauge cluster. The technology is really good for the price point that you're getting. The second thing that I like is that you can add packages to this so it doesn't escalate to another trim, in which you save money if you're on a budget. The last thing that I like is the exterior sport design. When you get the GT line, you get the red pinstripe through the grille and on the lower bumper. It really does make it look a little bit more athletic, and the redesign definitely helped the Forte. Three things that I dislike: the storage box here. I'm tall, I got the seat pretty much as far back as need be. If I go any more further back, I'm not going to be able to hold the steering wheel, in which I would have to be like 8 foot tall. So what I'm getting at is, if you are shorter than 6 foot, this is not even going to be an elbow rest, because it's barely an elbow rest for me. The second thing that I dislike is when you split fold the rear bench at the 40/60 split, you have 4 inches higher because the seats don't fold down flush, in which you lose a little bit more cargo capacity. On top of that, the entrance isn't so wide because the car is also smaller, and it makes it a little bit less optimal to put storage in the trunk. Going to the rivals, the Honda Civic, the refresh was awesome. The interior is a little bit more seamless and there's not a lot going on. There is some more button functionalities here, which I do like, that you have your dual climate control, and the way it's set up, it's very easy configured. When you go into the Corolla, that one is going to be a little bit more tight in the interior because it's also smaller, in the sense if you get the hatch. If you go to the sedan, you're still going to be losing leg space, and the back seat is going to be super cramped, and the same thing with the Civic. The last thing that I dislike is in the interior, there's not a lot of beverage holders, and when you're looking at a family sedan, even on a budget, you still want to have optimal storage for cups and bottles. It's a solid vehicle for the price that you're getting, considering the technology, the sport attributes on the exterior, upgraded wheels, the steering wheel. You get Harman Kardon sound system. This is found in Mercedes, BMW, and Audis. You're getting that in a Kia that starts under or around $20,000. That's pretty crazy. Obviously, this is going to escalate, and you're going to be in the mid $20,000 for the packages in which we have. But that's still a budget-friendly vehicle, and it's hard to come by these days with the MPGs that you get. I'm not a huge fan of CVTs or IVTs for Kia's sake, and you see it's not that wide. People can just cut in front of you and go crazy. But it works as long as you service it. Typically, the service intervals are around 30,000 miles, so you're going to be spending a little bit more money, but you're saving money at the beginning. Lane keep assist, it does a great job with that. As I'm steering, I can actually feel it holding me, trying to keep me straight in between the lines. The windscreen, it's going to be large, and it's pretty decent for somebody tall that's over 6 foot, because I can actually see the headliner's not low like it would be in the K5 or the Stinger. The A-pillars are going to be more in front of you, but the windows on the side are long enough and they widen out to go all the way right next to the side view mirrors. So they do a good job making sure visibility is there. I like to thank Regal Kia for giving us this 2023 Kia Forte GT line for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click the next video on the subscribe button, check out the merchandise website and Instagram, leave a comment and a like.